What is going on, Natty Physique Squad, NPP family? Thank you for tuning in, regardless of where you are around the world. And we have a lot of exciting things to cover today. So please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with more videos to come, because there's a lot more content we're going to be bringing to you. And today, we're going to be discussing some pretty cool things. We're going to go over the 2026 IFBB Natural Pro schedule. We're going to go over some athletes and highlight some very cool competitors who will be competing soon. And we're also going to share our thoughts and opinions and perspectives regarding something pretty controversial, we could say, in the natural bodybuilding space that's been implemented by certain organizations. So without further ado, Luke, what's first on the menu, brother?
We got a lot of exciting things to talk about today. This is going to be a good episode, but we're going to start it off with the 2026 IFBB Natural Pro schedule. So you cannot find this Natural Pro show schedule anywhere else. We created this ourselves for you guys. This is not found anywhere else. And keep in mind, this is the Natural Men's Physique IFBB Pro schedule, because not every single show has every single division in each show. So we have 15 shows in total, 15 pro shows in total, with the Ben Weider Pro Show being on the November 13th to November 15th weekend. Before the Ben Weider show, we have 12 pro shows in total. We already know that the Ben Weider dropped some massive news this year. The IFBB dropped some massive news saying that not only one athlete is going to qualify for the Ben Weider at each pro show. Now it is the top 2 athletes who are going to qualify for the Ben Weider Pro Show. So if the math is correct on this, if we have 12 pro shows and 2 athletes qualify at each show, that's 24 athletes qualified, plus the 3 athletes that we already have qualified from the 2025 season as of right now. So that is looking to be about 27 athletes on stage at the max, which is huge, because last year it wasn't even close to that. It was, I think, less than half that amount of athletes were on the Ben Weider stage this year. So Ben Weider is doubling in size this year, which is massive news. But nonetheless, the season kicks off on April 24th with the Emerald Cup. And then we are going into the Las Vegas Natural Pro Show on May 9th, which is going to be a massive, massive show. And then obviously I'm not going to go through them all, but we have 10 more shows. And this isn't just North America. This is all the IFBB Natural Pro shows around the world. So very exciting stuff.
That's very exciting, man. I think it shows that there's more opportunity for athletes to compete now that there's 2 per class, right? The first two in each class, right, can then go to compete at the Ben Weider. So we're going to see a lot more talent. It's going to be more competitive, more insane battles, and that just helps the natural division grow, which is super exciting, because the amount of talent and the insane physiques and the caliber of athletes we're going to see at the Ben Weider Naturals is going to be very, very different this year. So it's a good thing for the division. I know you're excited. I'm just as excited too. And I want to know if you've heard personally, brother, do you know anyone who's going to be competing at the Emerald Cup or at the Las Vegas Natural Pro? Because those are the 2 first shows that we're kicking the season off with. So I'm just curious if you've heard anything from any pros, or if they've any updates and things.
Yep, that's a good question, Manene. We actually do have one certain athlete competing at the Emerald Cup for sure, and Las Vegas Natural Pro, but we're going to save that for later, because we're going to talk about him later in the video. So we do know for certain we got one pretty impressive, might I say, natural IFBB Pro competing in both of these shows to start off the season. And then we already know last year our current reigning Ben Weider champion actually won the Las Vegas Natural Pro, and there might be a slight chance that he's also competing at the Las Vegas Natural Pro this year. We don't know for certain, but there is a chance. So exciting stuff happening there. Those are going to be some 2 fun shows to watch.
Damn, let's go.
We got a massive update from our our current 4th ranked Natural Men's Physique Pro in the entire world right now. We already know this guy placed 4th at the Ben Weider in 2025, and he just posted this huge update. First of all, saying who will be the best natural men's physique in 2026. So you know he's feeling confident right now. And then also 2026 season beginning. So That's just hinting of him starting a prep very, very soon.
Crazy physique, man. When I saw him in person at the Extreme Natural Pro show and qualifying show, I did the qualifier, obviously, he did a pro. I saw him backstage and I was like, damn, this guy has an insane physique. He looks even freakier in person, man. Straight
Bro, I
up.
bet when I first saw him from that live stream alone, and we all know everything looks different in video compared to person. Even seeing him through the live stream, I was in awe with his physique. He has one of the best front shots, I still believe, across the entire natural physique division. Just the tiny waist, the wide lats, the full chest, and the insane, look at the midsection on him, the insane midsection.
And what's really fascinating about him too, brother, is he can actually pose from both sides.
Equally as well on both sides too.
It's true. He can also hit a variety of poses with his structure, right? Like he can do double hand off hip, he can do one hand on hip from both sides, and he's also done double hand on hip. So very versatile with his posing because his structure can favor that.
Yeah, he can hit pretty much every single front pose that you could possibly imagine. I'm excited for this one, man.
Jeez.
I'm excited for this one.
Jeez.
Big PageU fan right here.
Hey, let's go. Crazy physique.
All right, next up, we got Lifetime Natty Tyler. Tyler James. This right here is an absolute beast. He's been posting a lot of recent physique updates, and we know that he is for sure competing in the first two natural pro shows of the season, the Emerald Cup and the Las Vegas Pro, which he competed in last year already.
I was gonna say, does that so him and Tori have actually faced each other before?
Him and Tori went head to head for first and second in the Las Vegas 2025 Natural Pro Show, and Tori just edged him out for the win. He placed second, but it was a battle. It was a battle. So I am excited to see them again go head to head, whether it's at the Las Vegas or like the Ben Weider. Because I am, dude, looking at this man's physique, he's a beast again. He's a beast. I have no doubt in my mind. I'm calling it right now that he is going to make it to the Ben Weider, whether he qualifies at the Emerald Cup or if it's the Las Vegas. I have him going to the Ben Weider, and we're going to be able to see him stand on the stage again next to Tori Washington. It's going to be a battle.
Agreed. Dude, this guy's physique is insane. When you look at his physique, what do you see? What comes to mind?
Bro, he's big. He's big. He's dense. He's tall. He's balanced. He's got, just overall, he's got the men's physique look, man. Everything from his like massive arms, not only that, but like massive shoulders as well, again with the balance. But looking at his back, in my opinion, he's got one of the most balanced backs out of all the natties right now.
I would actually agree with that statement, man, based on what I've seen so far. If someone was to take a line and draw it right through his back, it's very symmetrical on both sides. And look at the way he's posing too. His hand placement is perfect, bro. If you go to the slide before that, look at his hand placement. Like the V taper is there. He's just so dense, man. Look at the delts, the arms, the erectors.
This is perfect back posing. You can see every single head, like the separation from his medial, lateral, and rear delts from the back, the detail in his lats, the thickness in his erectors. His back's on point.
It is. It is. And here's the funny thing. It's like, even if you look at it from the front, this guy's an absolute weapon, right? Absolute weapon. Look at the shoulders and the arms. They flow very well together. They're big, but they flow very well because typically speaking, what I've seen at least, and maybe you've seen this as well, you can let me know. I see when people have very dominant arms, usually they have lagging delts. He has big arms and big delts. It flows perfectly. Like one does not overpower the other. It flows perfectly. Like even when you see the separation from the shoulder into the delt, you can see that into the tricep. Like his delts pop and his arms are dense too, and his chest is full. So for a guy like this, man, absolute weapon. And he's tall too, so he'll take up space on stage. So for him, I guess, if there's anything to improve, I'm wondering what his feedback is. I'm sure we'll hear because we're going to have him on the podcast. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and comment. But
yes, that'll be our next episode.
You can never have too much back. I think
Insane.
even if he brought up his back even more, bro, from the front, the lats would pop even more and just be insane. I've never heard anyone be told that in men's physique that your back is too big. Like you can never develop your back. I've never heard that.
That's a good point because from his back, when you're looking at his back, perfect, right? I do think from the front, if he were to build up his lats, the width, if he can get more width right here in his front shot, because his arms and shoulders are so dominant and big, I think if he had more lower lats, it would be perfect. You can never have too much back. That's what the judges are going to say. You can have the most perfect back in the world. They're going to tell you more back and more conditioning.
Hey, you facts, bro. Facts.
All right, time to get into the fun conversation here. The OCB, a natural drug tested federation, just announced that BPC 157, a peptide, is officially banned to compete in the natural league. This goes for the WMBF as well, and I'm pretty sure it goes for the IFBB natural shows as well. It's not only the BPC 157, it's all peptides as a whole, just all banned. Anything that's on the WADA list, I think every single peptide is on the WADA list. They're all banned. You can't compete, end of story, with natural drug tested shows. We're going to put our input on this and what we think about it.
I want to preface this by saying, first and foremost, I do not have extensive knowledge on the use of peptides in general. I haven't done a bunch of research on them. I do understand the physiological intricacies and how they can be applied in different settings. But if you were to tell me to give you a crash course and talk about how they work specifically for different contexts in depth, I can't do that. So my knowledge is very limited. So I want to preface that what I'm about to say is based off of the current knowledge I do have and my thoughts surrounding natural bodybuilding specifically. To go back to what you said, Luke, I think peptides in general have a time and a place. If you're someone who's trying to improve the quality of your life, help with tissue remodeling, injury, recovery from injuries, ligaments, tendons, joints, just improving your performance to get you back to a baseline where you're feeling healthy and you're recovering better, I'm all for it. Not anti-peptide at all. If we look at the data and we look at the research, so many people have used peptides to improve their independence, the quality of their life, and their performance. All for it, it's great, right? There's a lot of research coming out on that. However, if we look at it through the lens of natural, not just bodybuilding, natural bodybuilding specifically, I do think that it makes sense why it's banned. Now, although there are different types of peptides, like this is BPC 157, body protection compound, and I know some are used more for like more anabolic signaling that can help with more growth and GH, growth hormone release, all that kind of stuff, but others are mainly used for healing purposes. I believe BPC 157 is more of like a healing peptide for like tissues, ligaments, joints, etc. And then they have other ones that are more for growth. So I see why there's a bit of speculation where some people may argue, oh, but this helps you heal. It's not necessarily going to help you grow, like you're good. So long as you don't take the other peptides, this one should be okay. But I still do believe that you have an advantage if you take this, because if it can help you recover faster per se, that means you could technically do more volume in certain cases. You could recover faster, hit your muscles with more frequency, maybe hold on to more tissue in a prep as a natural bodybuilder. Maybe it affects your appetite, right? I don't know the applications of these, right? But it is a protein. Peptides are just building blocks of protein. All in all, I'm not anti-peptide. I'm just anti-peptide in natural bodybuilding specifically because using it does clearly have a benefit over others. I'm curious to hear what you think and what you think based off what I said.
What I will say is that when I think of banned substances in natural shows, if a substance makes your body do something that it naturally can't do on its own, I think that automatically in itself gives you an advantage. Whether it is a direct correlation to muscle growth or not, there's still probably an indirect correlation to muscle growth or fat loss, either or. There is probably an indirect benefit that you are getting over other athletes. whether it's recovery with like joint recovery, injury recovery, muscle recovery, that's automatically an advantage over other natural athletes that aren't taking peptides that you have over them. So at the end of the day, is peptides natural? In my opinion, no. I think once you take a peptide, you aren't considered natural. That being said, I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't take peptides just because it gets rid of your natty status. I'm just saying that you shouldn't be able to compete in natural shows if you do take peptides. So if you aren't planning on competing and you know peptides are going to be beneficial for you, whether you have injuries or anything else, I know there's lots of benefits to peptides. By all means, like, you shouldn't not take it just because you want to stay natural. If it has a benefit, you should take it. Just don't compete in natural shows. That's it. I think it should be on the same list as like banned substance list as all the other PEDs and steroids. But that being said, it's also obviously not a steroid. It's a completely different category, right? But I do 100% agree. You can't take peptides and compete in natural shows because it's just an unfair advantage that you have over others automatically. And that's where I stand on that.
So 100% you would say if someone takes this and they compete in a bodybuilding show, a natural bodybuilding show, they're not natural. You're cheating.
It's not natural. I think, yeah, you take a peptide, you're not natural anymore. Again, not a bad thing. It's not saying just because you're not natural doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just that you can't compete in natural shows, right? And at the end of the day, like you said, even if BPC 157 is just for like injury recovery, stuff like that, that's just part of the natural game. Natural athletes are known to have those more injuries or like more prolonged injuries than enhanced athletes because we simply don't have these compounds to recover from them faster. That's just part of the natural game, and we just kind of have to deal with it at the end of the day. If you take one BPC 157 for injury recovery, that's a huge advantage that you have over the other athletes that just have to train through the injuries or take time off to recover from them. So yeah, again, I stand firmly with peptides being banned in natural drug tested shows, and that's that. I think it should be definitely enforced in OCB, WMBF, and the IFBB as well in the natural drug tested shows.
Fair enough, brother. Not anti-peptide in the context of natural bodybuilding. We're curious to hear your thoughts below. Excuse me.
Yeah, if you have a different thought around this, like, leave it in the comments. If you have a different perspective, let us know what your thoughts are around this whole peptides being banned in natural shows, because we definitely want to know, especially if you have knowledge around peptides. That'd be great. Just comment down below what you think about it. But Munene, before we actually end this episode, we got another update. Like recently, we got a recent physique update from our boy Johnny Kinkle.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I literally just saw this on his story, because he's in his off season, right? He's growing right now. But he posted a back update. Dude, he's looking good in the off season. Look at the width in his lats.
His waist is so small.
Yeah. For those of you watching right now, Johnny Kinkle got his IFBB Pro card 100% naturally last year in an open pro qualifying show. He's in his off season right now. I think he's planning on competing later in the year, but yeah, damn, he's looking good, bro. This is like that's like a plane, an airplane.
In just 5 minutes, what am I saying? In just 5 months of competing, he got it too, I believe.
In his first year of competing.
That's actually insane. Awesome. Well, yes, please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave some comments if there are any other topics you want us to discuss. We want to create more valuable, entertaining information for you all. And this is how we grow the community together, right? We set the standard. We want to continue to show light on different athletes, shows, and just talk about all things natural men's physique. So we appreciate you being here, regardless of where you are in the world, whether you're deep in prep, deep into the off season, if you're on a treadmill right now, whatever you're doing, we appreciate you for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next pod, because we're going to be having Tyler on and we're going to discuss a lot about his journey and really dive into that. So it's going to be pretty fun. But we appreciate you. Stay natural, no needles, NPP out. Let's go.
See you later.